You just paid $4,000 for a 60,000-mile service, and I'm about to show you why they probably didn't even do half the work they billed you for. Sound familiar? Here's a question I want you to answer in the comments right now. What's the single most expensive repair you've ever been hit with at a dealership, and how much did it hurt your wallet? I'll wait, because your answer is going to make a lot of other people feel better about their own nightmares. But here's the scary part. That bill you paid? It might have been completely unnecessary. Or worse, it might have actually set you up for a bigger failure down the road. I'm talking about the hidden truth behind every single dealership repair bay. And once you hear this, you are never going to look at that shiny waiting room with the free coffee the same way again. You see, dealerships are not in the business of fixing your truck. They are in the business of selling you a new one, and the service drive is just the bait. And it gets worse, because the more loyal you are, the more they target you. Let me walk you through a real-world scenario that happens every single day. You roll into the dealership with a check engine light. Maybe it's a small hiccup, a sensor acting up. The service advisor, who is not a mechanic by the way, he's a salesman in a polo shirt. He hooks up the scanner and comes back with a face that looks like he just saw a ghost. He says, "Sir, we've got a list. Your transmission fluid is dark, your differential needs service, your coolant is acidic, and oh yeah, that sensor is going to cost you $800. Suddenly, you're staring at a $3,000 estimate. You feel trapped because they're the experts, right? Wrong. That list is a lie of omission. They didn't tell you that half those services are not due for another 30,000 miles. They didn't tell you that the sensor failure was probably caused by a known software glitch the manufacturer sent out a secret bulletin about, a bulletin they never show you. And they definitely didn't tell you that the fix for that sensor is a $30 part and 10 minutes of labor if you know where to look. But the hidden truth runs much deeper than just padded estimates. We need to talk about the biggest money pit on your truck, the transmission. Specifically, the sealed lifetime transmission. Have you heard that term before? Lifetime fluid, no need to change it. That is one of the most expensive lies the auto industry has ever told. Let me explain what lifetime actually means to an engineer. It means the life of the warranty. That's it. Once you cross 100,000 miles, the manufacturer does not care if your transmission turns into a metal smoothie. And that's exactly what happens. Because that special fluid they put in there, it breaks down. It gets hot, it shears, it loses its friction properties. But because there's no dipstick, because they designed it to be hard to service, most owners ignore it. Then, right on schedule, between 120 and 150,000 miles, your transmission starts to slip. You take it to the dealership, and they don't offer a flush or a filter change. They don't even offer a repair. They offer a replacement, $8,000. And here's the kicker. They will tell you with a straight face that it's just bad luck, normal wear and tear. They will not tell you that the failure was preventable. They will not tell you that if you had changed that fluid every 50,000 miles, that transmission would probably outlast the engine. But they don't want you to know that, because an $8,000 replacement is a lot more profitable than a $300 fluid change. And it gets even worse when we look at the diesel guys. Oh, you diesel owners, you really get hammered. You bought a diesel because you wanted reliability and longevity, right? You wanted 300,000 miles of towing power. But the dealership sold you an emissions system that is fundamentally designed to fail. I'm talking about the EGR cooler, the DPF filter, the DEF system. These are not bugs, they are features. The manufacturer is forced by the EPA to put this equipment on, but they are not forced to make it last. In fact, they have a very strong financial incentive to make it fail right after the warranty expires. Let me give you a number. A complete diesel emission system replacement at a dealership can run you between $7,000 and $12,000. That is not a typo. $12,000 for a bunch of pipes, sensors, and a filter. And here's the secret they pray you never find out. Most of those failures are caused by one simple thing. The truck isn't getting hot enough for long enough. It's called not working the engine. If you only use your diesel for short trips to the grocery store, you are killing it. The DPF never gets a chance to clean itself, the EGR clogs up with soot, and the dealership smiles all the way to the bank. But will they tell you to drive it harder, to take it on the highway for an hour every week? No. They'll wait for you to come back with a $7,000 estimate and then offer you a loyalty discount of $200 off. And you'll feel grateful. That is the game. But let's shift gears and talk about the single costliest mistake you are probably making right now with your truck's engine. I'm talking about oil changes. You think it's simple, but the dealership has turned this into a psychological trap. They offer you the quick lane or the value oil change for $49.95. You feel good, you're saving money, but while you're sitting there for 45 minutes, the technician is under your truck with a flashlight looking for problems. And he will find them. Not because they exist, but because he is paid on commission. He gets a percentage of every repair he sells. So suddenly you need an air filter that was changed last month. You need a throttle body cleaning you've never heard of. You need new wiper blades for $40 each. And because you're already there, because the car is on the lift, you say yes. But here's the scary part I promised you earlier. The cheap oil they use in those value services. It's not the same oil you'd buy off the shelf. It's bulk, low-viscosity, energy-conserving oil that meets the bare minimum standard. It is designed to reduce friction for fuel economy numbers on the window sticker, not to protect your engine for 200,000 miles. They are literally saving pennies per quart while you are losing thousands of miles of engine life. And the kicker? They put a sticker on your windshield telling you to come back in 3,000 miles, even though your owner's manual says 7,000 or 10,000. Why? Because the more often you come in, the more chances they have to sell you something else. It's a revolving door of fear and profit. Now, I want you to think about your last visit to the service drive. Did they give you a video inspection? A lot of dealerships do that now. They send you a text message with a video of your truck on the lift, and a technician points a camera at a bushing and says, "See this crack? This is dangerous." It feels transparent. It feels trustworthy. It is the most sophisticated manipulation tool they have ever invented. Because here's what that video doesn't show you. It doesn't show you that the crack in that bushing is superficial, that the bushing is designed to have some surface cracking, and that it will probably last another 50,000 miles. It doesn't show you that the leaking shock absorber is just a tiny bit of seepage that is completely normal. They have weaponized video to bypass your logic and go straight to your fear, and it works brilliantly. I have seen dealerships sell $4,000 worth of suspension work on a truck with 60,000 miles that didn't need a single part. And the owner approved it all because they saw a video and panicked. You are not getting a second opinion. You are getting a sales pitch with a camera. But wait, because we haven't even touched the biggest hidden defect in modern trucks, and this one is going to shock you. It's the wiring, specifically the engine wiring harness. Trucks today have miles of wiring, hundreds of connectors, and dozens of sensors. And the manufacturers, in their infinite wisdom, have started using biodegradable wiring insulation. Yes, you heard that right. Biodegradable. It was supposed to be environmentally friendly. Instead, it's a disaster. After a few years of heat cycles, oil exposure, and just plain time, that insulation gets brittle. It cracks. It falls off. And then the bare wires start touching each other. You get intermittent check engine lights, random misfires, shifting problems, no start conditions. The dealership will chase this problem for days, sometimes weeks. They will replace sensors, computers, fuel pumps, everything. And then they will finally say, "We need to replace the entire engine harness." That part alone can cost $2,000. Labor is another $3,000 to $5,000 because they have to take half the truck apart. And the worst part, they will never admit it's a design flaw. They will call it rodent damage or corrosion, even when there's no evidence. Because if they admitted the wiring insulation was defective, they would have to recall millions of trucks. So you pay. You pay $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a problem that was baked into the truck the day it left the factory. And the dealership knows it. Let me give you another hidden truth about the used truck market, because a lot of you are watching this because you're thinking about buying, or you're stuck with one you already bought. The dealership's certified pre-owned program is not what you think it is. They will tell you it's a 100-something point inspection. They will tell you it's the gold standard. Here's what that inspection actually looks like. A lube tech making $15 an hour walks around the truck with a clipboard. Does the horn honk? Check. Do the windows roll down? Check. Does the engine have oil on the dipstick? Check. That is literally it. They do not compression test the engine. They do not analyze the transmission fluid. They do not check for prior flood damage unless it's obvious. They do not scan for pending codes that haven't turned the check engine light on yet. And they definitely do not check for the wiring harness problem I just told you about. So you pay a premium, sometimes $3,000 to $5,000 more, for a certified truck that has exactly the same risks as the one on the used lot down the street. The only difference is the warranty, and that warranty is written by lawyers. Read the fine print. It covers major components, but not the labor to diagnose them. It covers the engine block, but not the sensors that make it run. It covers the transmission case, but not the valve body. They have structured these warranties so that you still end up paying thousands out of pocket. And they are counting on you never reading the contract until something breaks. Here is where I need you to do something for me. If you want to avoid these traps, if you want to stop throwing your hard-earned money into the dealership's pocket, you need to hit that like button right now. Not for me, for you. Because the algorithm shows this video to more people when you like it, and the more people who see this, the fewer victims there are. And while you're down there, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. I am going to show you exactly how to fight back, how to do your own inspections, and how to find an honest, independent mechanic who charges half the price and does twice the work. Do not let them keep getting away with this. Hit like and subscribe right now, and I'll keep going. All right, you're still here. Good. That means you're ready for the really ugly stuff. Let's talk about the service contract, the extended warranty they push on you in the finance office. You know the pitch. For only $50 a month, you'll have total peace of mind. They make it sound like insurance. It is not insurance. It is a prepaid repair plan with more exclusions than coverage. And here's the hidden truth they will never volunteer. The dealership makes a massive commission on that warranty, sometimes 40 to 60% of the price you pay. So that $3,000 warranty, the dealership just made $1,500 in pure profit. And the warranty company? They are going to fight every single claim. I have seen them deny a claim for a blown head gasket because the owner changed their own oil and couldn't produce receipts from 3 years ago. I have seen them deny a transmission because the technician found off-road use on a truck that had never left the pavement. I have seen them take 3 months to approve a repair while your truck sits dead in your driveway. And the dealership? They already got their money. They don't care. But here's the real kicker. Most of these warranties have a clause that says repairs must be done at the selling dealership or an approved facility. So you can't take it to that cheap, honest, independent mechanic I mentioned. You are locked into the dealership network. They have you in a cage and they know it. So they will charge you full price for every hour of labor, full price for every part, and then they will submit the claim to the warranty company. And if the warranty company only pays 80% of the bill, guess who eats the other 20%? You do, right there at the counter before they give you your keys. It is a legalized trap, and millions of truck owners fall for it every year. Now I want to give you something actionable. I want to give you a way to fight back starting tomorrow. The next time you go to a dealership for anything, even a simple oil change, you do this. You ask for the multi-point inspection report before they touch a single bolt. Then you take that report and you leave. You do not authorize any repairs. You take that report to an independent shop you trust. I guarantee you, at least half of the items on that dealership report will be exaggerated or completely false. The other half will be routine maintenance you can do yourself for a fraction of the cost. And here's the most important thing. You need to learn the difference between a recommendation and a requirement. The dealership will blur that line on purpose. They will say, "We recommend a coolant flush." That sounds optional. But then they add, "Because if you don't, your water pump could fail and overheat the engine." Now it sounds urgent. That is manipulation. The truth is, most fluids have a huge margin of safety. Your coolant isn't going to turn into acid overnight. Your brake fluid isn't going to suddenly boil. These are slow, gradual degradations. You have time. You have options. But the dealership wants you to feel like every light on the dash is a 5-alarm fire. Let me leave you with one final hidden truth, and this one is going to sting. The dealership service department is not designed to fix your truck correctly the first time. In fact, it's designed to make sure you come back. Think about it. If they fixed it permanently, you would be happy, but you would never see them again. Instead, they do the minimum necessary to get you out the door. They clear the code without fixing the root cause. They replace one part when the real problem is a bad ground wire somewhere else. They do a software update that masks the symptom for 6 months. And then, right on schedule, the problem comes back. But now you're out of the basic warranty. Now you're paying. And they will smile and say, "We've never seen this before." It's a lie. They see it every day. It is the business model. The manufacturer pays the dealership a fixed labor time for warranty repairs, a time that is often impossibly low. So the technician loses money on warranty work. But guess what pays really well? Customer pay work. Repairs that you, the owner, are footing the bill for. So guess where the technician's effort goes? Guess which repairs get the careful diagnosis, the proper cleaning, the extra hour of testing? Not yours. Not under warranty. They will rush through the warranty repair, get it out the door, and wait for it to fail again so they can charge you full price. That is the dirty secret of the flat rate pay system. The technician is not your enemy. He is just trying to feed his family. But the system pits him against you, and the dealership profits either way. So here is your warning. Here is your urgency. The next time your truck needs work, do not default to the dealership. Do not assume they are the experts who have your best interest at heart. They do not. They have the manufacturer's best interest, which is selling you a new truck every 5 years, and their own best interest, which is extracting as much money from you as possible before you figure it out. You need to find an independent mechanic who relies on word of mouth, who has been in the same building for 20 years, who will let you walk into the shop and look at the parts they took off. That mechanic exists. Go find them. And in the meantime, start doing the simple stuff yourself. Change your own oil. Change your own air filters. Check your own fluid levels. It takes 30 minutes and a YouTube video. You will save thousands. You will learn more about your truck than any service advisor will ever know. And you will never be a victim again. Because the ultimate hidden truth is this: the dealership does not have a monopoly on knowledge. They want you to think they do. They want you to feel intimidated by the computer screens and the fancy waiting room. But knowledge is free now. It's here, on this channel, in the comments from other owners who have been burned just like you. So use it. Share this video with every truck owner you know. Make them watch it. Make them angry. And then make them smarter than the guy in the polo shirt. I'll see you in the next video, where I'm going to show you the 3 tools you need to diagnose 90% of check engine lights yourself for under $50. Do not miss it. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already, and I will talk to you in the next one.